Are you an entrepreneur who feels like you're doing everything right, but somehow you still blend into the noise of a crowded market? You show up, you serve, you deliver, yet people pass you by, choosing someone cheaper or worse, someone with less skill, because they simply seem more premium than you? That tension right there is exactly why today matters. Because the problem isn't your work ethic, your heart, or your gift. The problem is your standards. And when your standards are not elevated, the market will never elevate you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leavona. Welcome to the Leavona Show. I have been creating and building businesses for over 25 years. I am a mentor and sales coach for small and new business owners, and I'm here to help you win. If that sounds like something you would like more of, subscribe to this channel now so you can find me later when you need me. Here's what I know from experience. Most entrepreneurs underestimate the power of premium standards. They think premium means expensive, but premium is actually a way of operating. It's your posture. It's your discipline. It's the internal expectation that everything you touch carries the weight of your character, because your reputation is your real wealth. When you raise your standards, you raise your perceived value, and your marketplace presence shifts instantly. Here's where most entrepreneurs miss the mark. They try to stand out with louder messaging, better graphics, more content, more effort, but your standards on the back end are still bargain bin level. Life is precious, so we have to cherish it, and part of that stewardship is refusing to run a cheap operation. Cheap prices attract cheap behavior, and cheap behavior creates chaos, and chaos will drain you faster than any competitor ever could. After 25 years of building businesses, I can tell you the real reason premium brands rise while others stay stuck. The reason is consistent excellence. Excellence is a lifestyle, not an act. It shows up in your communication, your follow-through, your boundaries, your response times, the way you care for people, the way you package your offers, and the way you protect yourself from disrespectful customers. This is the part nobody warns you about. Premium leadership filters your customer pool automatically. When your standards are low, everyone gets in. When your standards rise, only golden customers stay. People who value what you do and honor your time. And this is where everything shifts. Premium positioning isn't about the price tag. It's about the promise behind the price tag. Selling is serving. Selling is leadership. So if you position yourself as premium, you'd better deliver with premium integrity. You cannot build a strong business on weak character. You've felt this before. The frustration of giving your all and still attracting the English tonger types. The customers who want the world for $1. But here's what will surprise you. Those customers only find you because your standards allow them in. When you operate with elevated expectations, clean communications, clear agreements, disciplined systems, unwavering boundaries, you communicate a different frequency. You begin to repel the wrong people. You start drawing in the golden customers who don't mind paying more as long as you give them more. And the truth is, you already have more in your hands than you think. You just haven't required more from yourself yet. What I've seen in real business is this. The entrepreneur who leads with premium standards outperforms the entrepreneur who relies only on talent 100% of the time. Premium is the edge. Premium is the differentiator. Premium is the quality, the quiet quality and authority that separates those who survive from those who lead. So in closing, let me encourage your heart. You are an entrepreneur. You were not born just to survive. You were born to build. So raise your standards. Raise your leadership. Raise your expectations. The market is waiting for the version of you who refuses to play small. If this message has been helpful and it has encouraged you, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. It will help spread this message to other aspiring entrepreneurs. Now, at this time, we will move into the freestyle portion of the video that I do each day. It is called the why factor. I believe it's important for us to remind ourselves why we do business. Let's be honest here. Things can get really hard at times for us entrepreneurs. There are times when we can downright question everything and really doubt ourselves and our mission. That is why we need to recall why we went into business in the first place. Listen, because life is precious, we have to cherish it. So let's take some time now to reflect on these things. Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? Yesterday, we spoke about adding a few new things in there. All right. So, because we went into business, we always try to ask ourselves and stay grounded as to why did we do it in the first place? And as you guys by now, you know that we went in for freedom. We went in for the ability to use the skill or skills that we have been given. Like I said yesterday, some of you may have lots of skills. You may have seen coming from your ancestors and your grandmother, grandfather, and all these things, many different talents, but you have to choose one to come out of the gate. Some of you are already in business and you're running. So, this is just like something that you have to do every day, but it's going in for freedom. It's taking what we have in our hands and making it come into this reality as to something we have a hold of. It's no longer in the realm of the heavenlies. It's now in the 3D realm, and it has a foundation. It has merit. It has form. Right? It's tangible. And then the last thing that we try to emphasize on is the fact that without people, we do not have a business. Without people or customers, there is no business. We need people to invest with us, invest in us, partner with us, so however we do it, and we grow from there. So we always have to take them seriously, and we want to not have the wrong types. We want to be able to do this with joy. You don't cook a dish in your restaurant and put it out and then the people eat and they just walk away. There's a system that is built where they have to pay for us. And once you get your payment, then your people start bringing the appetizers and all the different things for them to enjoy the meal, right? So we have to invest in people. Today, I just want to tell you, I'm going to throw that, the other one that I always say. I've done it a couple of times. We have to be thankful that God brought us here, right? It is not an easy task to take something out of nothing, bring it into something, and not remember to thank God that, look, thank you so much for giving me this business. It has afforded my family a different lifestyle and freedom, and we do appreciate that. All right. So the next thing we want to talk about on our freestyle section here is about life and how life is precious. And because life is precious, we have to do everything we can to not suck. We have to take care of our bodies. We have to take care of our health. We have to take care of the things we eat. We have to take care of being conscious of longevity. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to pop out of here with a heart attack, right? We want to go as long as we can, live a nice, ripe old age. And then when the bell tolls, we know that we have given everything. We have all our children with us. And, it's not suddenly where you fall out on a truck somewhere in the night as you drive. Had a co-worker. Her husband, she stopped me one night and she said her husband didn't rendezvous with her how he always does. And she called him and he didn't answer because he didn't rendezvous. She called. But he was the one who would always call. That's how, you're out there and you're doing logistics. You have to have a plan in case something goes wrong. And he was on one side of the island. She's on another side of the island. And he was a workaholic. And she doesn't know what happened, but this one night he didn't call in. Something happened to him on his truck. He started to feel his heart, I guess, was not acting right. And he panicked and he opened the door and he stepped out maybe to get some fresh air or something. And they later on found him. Whatever, man. When this heart drops us out, it doesn't care if it drops you in the middle of a heavy traffic street or you have to crawl into a corner or whatever. It does what it does because it is saying, I am done. You didn't take care of me and I can't go anymore. So, because we cherish life, we have to watch how we eat, what we eat, when we eat. And remember to take our medications if we are on medications, right? So you love your family. You're not going to forget to take your meds. You're not going to eat a lot of salt if they're telling you that you can't eat salt because you have high blood pressure. You have to be disciplined not to take too much sugar if they're saying that you have diabetes. And the list goes on and on and on. So because life is precious, you're not living just for yourself. You're living for your husband who loves you to pieces, your wife who loves you to pieces, those darling children that you guys sit around on the couch and giggle and have fun on the weekends. And when you go on vacation, how you guys have lovely fun at the beach and what's not. You're doing it for all of them. So we have to not be selfish and we have to take care of ourselves. Walk when you can. Go to the boardwalk and walk around the corner. Don't wait for the doctor to say, oh, I see some clots in your leg. No, start walking from now. Take care of yourself. All right. So life is precious and that's why. Okay, so it's for business and family that we try to keep these relationships going really good. The other thing we introduced yesterday was about selling with integrity and honor, right? Selling is an important part of any business. I feel like it's one of the main things. You have marketing and you have all these other things, but if you can sell, you'll bring the customer in and you'll keep the customer. Let me just use an example for it. For instance, you don't think you know how to sell, but you went into this business. And so you dropped flyers everywhere. You put things on lamp poles or you did some marketing with Facebook and what's not, right? But the thing is, after you've done all the marketing, right? If you don't know how to sell, you don't know how to present yourself and to present your product, you could go through all that money because they'll come when the ads drop, but you wouldn't know how to close it off. So for me, what I've learned in my 25 years, I've learned that yes, I can do all the marketing and what's not, and I'm out there and I'm working the streets and I'm putting out my flyers and I'm doing whatever I have to do to bring them in. But if I don't have the skill when they come in to sell, they come and they ask the questions and I can't close the deal. Selling is so important, right? So that's what I'm trying to show you. Selling is key. Do all the ads that you can, and when the phones start ringing off the hook, you have to be able to close. So selling is important, and when you sell, you have to sell with integrity because you don't want anything to come back and lash you in your face. You might say, well, I speak to my people over the phone or I do emails and this kind of stuff. How can that get to me? Things get to us. Things get to us. Somebody can give you a very bad rating that you stole from them and that you promised what you didn't deliver. So you have to be able to do it with integrity where you win and they win. It's not just you running away with the money. All right. So that's one of the things we are going to work in our community. That's going to be one of the things that we stress over here. And I'll show you how to do it. It's very easy. All right. And then the other thing that we want to talk about again tonight as we expand ourselves is about mental health and building your business and maintaining a level head. A clear head. You don't want to have to say, oh, my head feels foggy today. It feels foggy. For those of you who ever feel that your head feels foggy, I've heard lots of people say that after, the people who took the COVID thing. And I trust that when you feel like if you're forgetting and your brain it's not coordinating, something is off, you might want to speak to your doctor very, very quickly about that. Because it does not clear up, it just gets worse. But you want to be able to keep your mental health. Mental health has to do, like yesterday we talked about self-doubting yourself. It has to do with getting anxiety attacks. You're worried about if you can really pull the deal and all this stuff. And, some of these, I've been a therapist, in the hospital for 8 years. And I've seen so many things. I've heard so many things. I've had to work through so many problems for the mentally ill. And, one of the things about it's a simple guy. He appears simple, but before you know it, anxiety comes. Right? Anxiety comes in and you start to worry a little, and before you know it, your shoulders slump and you slump and then the brain starts to fire and kick. And your heart speeds up because you're really hyperventilating about something that you think is so important. And, what am I going to do? What am I going to do about this? And what am I going to do about that? And when an anxiety attack hits you, it can hit you for hours. It can hit you for days. Now, what's happening with that bad boy is that when it does that, it's making the electrical impulses that go to the heart, it just keeps firing from the mind down into the heart all day, all week. So you have to be able to take deep breaths, push a lot of nice oxygen in there and clear your mind. I think it was yesterday or the day before I told you, sometimes you just have to turn on the radio. Sometimes you have to pray, right? Remember Saul in the Bible? He always used to get these things. The Bible didn't mention them as anxiety attacks, but Saul was a man who was always flustered, always having issues. And he used to have to get David to play music for him, and it calmed him. So always remember that there is a beautiful station called K-Love. That's where I stay tuned into. And you might want to find it. You know, it's an app. You buy the app and it plays lovely music for you. Takes you back to your childhood days, and they have all kinds of songs and very soothing. And the DJs are very, very nice people. So, you know, and there's also prayer too. If you have something that's really bothering you, you can ask them to pray for you. There are pastors there and they pray for you, and you just feel a lift, you know, your heart lifts, your spirit lifts, and you have a good time. So build your business. Yes, you will have anxious moments, but just remember that you have to watch. You have to watch for the triggers. You have to watch to see what triggers an anxiety attack in you, what triggers depression in you, what makes you get down and slump, you know. Try to watch and guard everything, because it's not just about the food we put in. We also have to watch our mental side also to stay strong. All right. I want you in this, in your mental walk to not to sell out. Don't sell out. All right. Don't lose your mind and your health over taking a bad sale. And don't sacrifice your family, because inadvertently, when we do wrong things, it comes back and it hits them. So don't take chances with your family and make your health get messed up, right? Stay true, stay clean, and live with a good conscience. A good conscience makes us put our heads down on the pillow and we are gone, because we are not bringing any baggage. We didn't do anything wrong today. I served to the best of my ability. All right. I want to remind you that we have our program. The Leavona Show runs Monday through Friday from 8 p.m. We've been getting really good. I'm trying. I'm not there yet. I'm trying to start preparing for like an hour. I sit at my desk and I wait for my husband to get everything going. And hopefully, by God's grace, we'll keep polishing. It's by, like I said, iterations, and you will find that I will not ask you to do anything that I am not doing myself. So I know that I have to step out here at 8 o'clock, and I'm working on it, because many of you might not be in the room, but there is a day when there are going to be many of you, and I have to prepare that I do not keep you waiting. All right. So I think that is about it for tonight. We have some live trainings that we want to do with you that are free. And like I said last night, if we can't get to them before Christmas and before the year ends, no problem. We'll start up again in January. The most important thing now is that we're projecting towards our Thanksgiving. And then after Thanksgiving, we see how, as Dr. M says, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all. I have some of my comments from one of my customers just disappeared. I don't know what's going on with that. We have to investigate that and see whatever happened there. She put some comments in, and then the comments are not there anymore. And she was concerned about that. So I just want to thank you guys for what you're doing. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for binging the videos. We do appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. I look forward to seeing you again. Like I said, truthfully from my heart, I do my logistics and then I come in and I rush to come to you. It's a pleasure for me to know that you're out there and you're watching and you're waiting to see what I have to give you today. Thank you very much. God bless you all and have a good night.